I like to take the word intimacy and break it down like this. In, to, me, see. So in other words, when you're intimate with someone, you're allowing them to see who you really are. You're dropping any kind of pretense or mask, or at least to the capability that you're able to, and you're allowing people to see you. You're being vulnerable with them. You're allowing them to see who you really are. And so this is the idea of intimacy. And one of the things that occurred when we were all young, say junior high, typically when the hormones started to kick off and our whole lives started to change from being children to adults, we had someone we wanted to be vulnerable with. We had someone that we wanted to be intimate with. And so we would try to go get that person's attention, and we might even let them know we wanted to be intimate with them. And when we shared that, they rejected us. They might have laughed at us. They might have said, no way. Whatever the feeling was, it was a crappy feeling of rejection. And many of us, I know I was, at that moment, we sort of make this translation that says, you know what, this rejection sucks. And I'm not going to be intimate with anyone until they're intimate with me first. Understandable, because rejection does suck. And we've carried this instruction. I mean, it wasn't like we consciously thought this. For most of us, it was just a sort of survival mechanism to avoid having to feel the intense emotion of rejection. And we grow up into adults and we still have this experience playing out in our mind in the subconscious, sort of dictating to us how we're going to act as adults, like most of our belief systems.
Vanessa, if you keep something like this bottled up inside, it could wreck your whole life.
And I have found that when I'm willing to be intimate first, when I'm willing to be vulnerable first, it's almost as if this programming in their head that said, hey, I'm not going to be vulnerable. I'm not going to be intimate with anyone else until they're intimate with me first. Well, this programming, when I'm intimate first, opens up this vulnerability or intimacy on the people that I'm working with or having experiences with. And so, again, by my acting first, by my not being afraid of being rejected, of my being able to be content with who I am and okay with who I am and allow myself to be vulnerable, it has actually, rather than experience rejection all the time, what I have actually had is this really positive reinforcement of other people being vulnerable and intimate with me back. So remember, intimacy, into me, see. It's about vulnerability. And when we're willing to be vulnerable first, the people in our lives will be vulnerable with us. Hey, remember, we're all stuck in the matrix, and you got to find your own way out. Hopefully what we share helps.